These are some frequently asked questions that we get from our clients, from people that come in here to La Canapé, from people that are interested in the detox. But I'm also very passionate about women understanding how their hormones are much different than men. We're very sensitive. It's not a time to push ourselves with our exercise. It's not a time to push ourselves with fasting. It's not a time to push ourselves into extreme situations. During that time, it can really damage our hormone production.
And we're talking about cycles and talking about hormones. What do you think about
But if you're someone that wants to balance your hormones, you're having any sort of hormonal symptoms, or you want to get pregnant, or you want to just be more balanced, like, this is something really important to think about. Eliminating cortisol or lowering cortisol as much as possible is going to help you with your workouts. It's going to help you have balanced hormones, more energy, feel amazing, whether you're a man or a woman. We are eating super late in the night, and all this can start to really affect our hormones. So the best thing to think about for anybody is eat when it's light outside. When it's wherever you are in the world, if it's starting to get dark outside or starting to get like dusk time, that's a great time to stop eating. Okay, so now we're going to ask Rosario some questions. I was inspired to ask these questions because Rosario has a lot of people that come here into La Canapé. This is a restaurant here in Playa del Carmen that Rosario created to help people heal. And so a lot of people will come in and they'll have different symptoms and they'll be like, Rosario, save me. What do you recommend? So I wanted to ask some of the questions that I hear clients asking her all the time, so you guys can have this information as well.
And then you drink it during the day, then you're going to have minerals in your body, and then you're going to start feeling better because the dehydration is the water is not getting into the cell. That's the reality. And you can drink 3 liters of water and you're still feeling like that is because you're not gluing the minerals. So this is another one because it works for the same. Like, take out the toxins from the body and helps the liver to flush it out. Usually the first thing that I will try is coconut water, papaya, and pineapple with ginger. And I put it in the blender. If this doesn't work, there is another one that you can make. You can blend grapefruit juice with a little bit of parsley or cilantro and then a big spoon of olive oil. So you blend it, strain it, and you drink it. It's really nice, eh? But you drink it, and it's going to help you to open the pathways, and it's also helping to liberate the liver and the gallbladder. Also, another thing that I will use, it will be probiotics. Probiotics always break the biofilm. It's a microplastic, it's a mold that you're putting into your system, and it's like all the preservatives that are not making you feeling good, and it's trapping all the heavy metals into your system. So that's why the hack is not eating anything processed.
Welcome to the We Are Healing in Paradise podcast, where we are cultivating the new earth by reconnecting with our true nature and healing the planet from inside each of us. Welcome back to the We Are Healing in Paradise podcast. My name is Kate.
My name is Rosario.
And we are here in La Canapé in Playa del Carmen. It's a little wild, loud, and crazy here. But we're so honored that you are connecting with us for this really important conversation. We know that you came across this video for a reason, and we have some powerful things that we want to share with you today. These are some frequently asked questions that we get from our clients, from people that come in here to La Canapé, from people that are interested in the detox. And so we're going to be asking each other questions and answering them and sharing with you some of our wisdom.
Yay! So, Kate, the first ones are for you. And I want to ask you, what do you think about fasting in men and women?
Okay, this is a great topic. Something that I'm very passionate about is water fasting, intermittent fasting, juice fasting. But I'm also very passionate about women understanding how their hormones are much different than men. So men are on a 24-hour cycle. Women are on a 28-day, maybe 30-day cycle, something around that. And so when women can fast is very different than when men can fast. I believe there's a lot of value in water fasting, but it's important to be aware of your blood sugar, to be aware of if you're going into ketosis, to be monitoring your vital signs. I don't recommend anybody just go to a 3-day water fast. Good luck. It's really important to be smart about it and to be conscious. The best thing to do is to start with intermittent fasting. For men, you can start with intermittent fasting anytime. This just means that you have a shorter window that you are eating. So maybe you take your breakfast at 10 or 11 and then you stop eating by 4 p.m. So it's a really short time of the day that you're eating. So you're fasting through the night, you're fasting in the evening, and you're fasting in the early morning. This is a great way for everybody to start. For women, it's really important that you understand if you're still having your period. And even if you're on birth control, you don't want to be fasting, like say, oh, I don't get my period because I'm on birth control. I'm just going to fast like a man. We still are secular beings, and it's really important that we honor that. So it's not recommended for women to do some really hardcore intermittent fasting or 24-hour water fast or something like that, or even juice fasting. Anything where we're depriving ourselves of calories or restricting our calories throughout the day for many parts of our cycle. So for women, the one thing I will say is if you're a woman that's having your period, the day that you get your period, for the next 10 days, it's okay to fast. You can experiment with fasting. You can try some intermittent fasting. You can try to extend your fast to maybe 18, 19, 20 hours, see how you feel, and that's safe. But beyond that, I'm not going to share too much. If you want more information, of course, come find us here in Playa del Carmen or make an appointment with us, and we can talk about your unique situation because we're all really unique.
Then cold plunges, ice baths.
Ice baths. So ice baths are very trendy right now. It's really popular. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, so many benefits. And there is a lot of research that shows benefits with cold plunges. But for women, it's the same thing as the fasting. Like, we're not on a 24-hour hormonal cycle. So it's really important that we honor when our body's more sensitive. And especially the 10 days before we get our period is the time where you definitely don't want to be doing cold plunges.
Okay.
We're very sensitive. It's not a time to push ourselves with our exercise. It's not a time to push ourselves with fasting. It's not a time to push ourselves into extreme situations. During that time, it can really damage our hormone production, where we're like building up a lot of hormones during that time so we can release and do our like own detox and flush out, everything that comes out during our period. And so we don't want to be fasting and we don't want to be cold plunging during that time. So I think it can be beneficial. Women, be careful and start to track your cycle so you know when is a safe time for you to do an ice bath.
And talking about cycles and talking about hormones, what do you think about working out? Like the same. Like is like that woman we can do it like every day, or also we need to be careful some days just because we have the period.
Yeah, exactly. We need to be honoring. There's actually 4 phases to our cycle. And so when you start to understand these 4 phases, the first step is to start tracking your cycle. There's lots of cycle tracking apps. Start tracking your cycle if you have one and see when you having a consistent cycle. Then you can also do another thing where you take your temperature to find out when you're ovulating. People do this to not get pregnant or to get pregnant, but even if you're not worried about either of those things, it's still a beneficial thing to do. So you can learn, like, when am I ovulating? Because that's a really important time to understand in your cycle. Obviously, the period we know because it comes and we know it's happening. But do we know when we're ovulating? Usually, like 2 weeks before you get your period, generally, but that can vary by a few days for a lot of women. So it's really great to exercise. Of course, it's always good to move. Going on walks every day is really, really good for women. As far as like really intense workouts or really heavy weightlifting, you need to be more careful if you're a woman. Those 10 days before your period. After we get our period, it's okay. We can push ourselves with our workouts all the way in through ovulation.
Okay.
That's why it's important to know when you're ovulating. But then those 10 days for most women, the 10 days prior to their period is a time where you can work out, you can be really active, but if you feel yourself feeling tired, like, don't push yourself. Don't be like, I'm going to add more weights today. I'm going to do the hardest workout I can. I'm going to like push myself to the limit. Like, those are the days to really conserve your energy, rest more, do more yoga, stretching, walking, things like that.
But it's because it makes like a chemical reaction in the body making you feel unsafe. That's why.
It can bring you...
Because then it's like you cannot get pregnant in a way, or like...
Well, yeah, the stress hormones, working out is a stressor to the body. We're stressing our body out. So it's a good form of stress, but it's also a stressor. And so we want to keep our stress levels super low on those last 10 days before the period, because we're producing a lot of important hormones like progesterone that, yes, are going to help you get pregnant and just help you feel better and have not so many bad symptoms around your period. So it's definitely, you want to lower stress, and that includes the stress of working out. That's why it's good to be active and be moving, but not like pushing yourself to the limit on those days, because that's why a lot of like women who are professional athletes will lose their period. And that means that they don't have the correct hormone balance to get pregnant and to have a period. So something is out of balance. I mean, it might be for them, they don't care, they're not trying to have a baby, they have a mission, they have a goal, they want to be the best, it's fine. But if you're someone that wants to balance your hormones, you're having any sort of hormonal symptoms, or you want to get pregnant, or you want to just be more balanced, like this is something really important to think about. Like, don't push yourself those last 10 days before your period with anything, ice baths, fasting, or workouts.
Okay, so let's talk like we're talking about cortisol, like the stress. So how is related that to sleep? Like, how do you feel like is a recommendation to sleep? Is during the cycle is the same, or is always the hours with the sun? Like, what do you think about it?
I think a lot of things about sleep. As a lifetime insomniac, like I've had a lot of resistance to sleep. There's a lot of research and information out there that you get your best sleep between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. So a lot of us like to stay up till 2 a.m. So we're missing our most restorative sleep. And when I start to play with this, I start to feel the benefits of going to bed earlier. And one of the key things is exactly what you said. Cortisol levels start to rise the more that we're staying up in the night, because we have a natural circadian rhythm. So the circadian rhythm, it's really important with our hormones. Our hormones are playing off of the sunlight, of when we're sleeping, when we're staying awake. So if we're pushing ourselves to stay up super late to party, or to do hit a deadline, or to do some project or something, we're creating more and more cortisol in the system. With all sex hormones, for men or women, so the primary one for men is obviously testosterone. The primary one for women is estrogen. There's 3 different types of estrogen, and progesterone. Those are our primary sex hormones. So all of those get suppressed when we have high cortisol. So eliminating cortisol or lowering cortisol as much as possible is going to help you with your workouts. It's going to help you have balanced hormones, more energy, feel amazing, whether you're a man or a woman. So it's really important to be able to be conscious of lowering your stress. So if you can start to wind down as the sun winds down, start to not have so much screens, so much fluorescent lights, bright lights, like this is going to help the production of melatonin, which is going to help you sleep. And melatonin and cortisol are kind of like opposites, like they can't be kind of happening at the same time. So like when you wake up, the melatonin starts to go away, and then the cortisol is what wakes you up and gets you going for your day. So we want to have the cortisol in the morning is normal for men and women. It's healthy, but we don't want to be spiking our cortisol super late at night, doing super all-nighters, workouts at 11 at night. Like this is not the best thing hormonally for anybody.
Or also eating, right?
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Eating also affects the cycle. We're going to do another podcast on that about eating cyclical, because like he knows a lot about the hormones and the woman. So because also we're women.
Yeah, we want to share a lot on that. Maybe we do like a whole course on just that, because it's women are very complicated. It's not so simple. There's some rules you can follow, but every woman is different. We don't all have the exact same length cycle. Like sometimes we get our period every 25 days. Sometimes it's every 35 days. It could be a lot of variation. So we're complicated. The women are very complicated. Yeah, for eating, it's so important for men and women, for everybody. Our digestive fire is at its peak midday. So you should be having your heaviest meal midday, when the sun is at its highest, between 11 or 2. This is the best time to be eating. And we oftentimes will not eat in the morning, and then we are eating super late in the night, and all this can start to really affect our hormones. Like men, you have a lot of cortisol and testosterone in the morning, and it's important to like feed your energy, not be like starving all morning. Especially it's really good for men to do workouts first thing in the morning for their testosterone to be more boosted. And it's important that we're not eating super late in the night, because also this can affect our quality of sleep. It affects our liver's ability to detox.
The glucose in the morning.
Yeah, and also it can spike your glucose in the morning. You can have the dawn effect is what it's called, where you have like really high glucose in the morning if you eat super late the day before. So the best thing to think about for anybody is eat when it's light outside. When it's wherever you are in the world, if it's starting to get dark outside or starting to get like dusk time, that's a great time to stop eating. Start preparing for your sleep. And then in the morning, you can start eating as soon as you wake up. actually within the first hour for most is really good to feed your metabolism, because how do we make our metabolism stronger is by feeding it. If we starve ourselves, our metabolism gets weak, our digestive fire gets weak, and this can affect our hormones as well.
Thank you, Kate. It was all the questions I have for you.
Okay, so now we're going to ask Rosario some questions. So I was inspired to ask these questions because Rosario has a lot of people that come here into La Canape. This is a restaurant here in Playa del Carmen that Rosario created to help people heal. And so a lot of people will come in and they'll have different symptoms and they'll be like, Rosario, save me. Like, what do you recommend? So I wanted to ask some of the questions that I hear clients asking her all the time so you guys can have this information as well. So if someone comes in, they're dehydrated, they have a headache, what would you recommend?
Well, because we live in a climate that is like the tropics. We live in, it's super warm here. When you have this kind of weather, we dehydrate really fast because all the water goes out of your pores, right? So we just start sweating. And if you don't drink the enough quantity of like water, but with minerals, like if you take a normal water, regular water, it's not going to do anything because it's just like dead water. But if you put like salt, we do that here a lot. 1 lime and salt, like a teaspoon of salt, flat, and a liter of water. So you have like between 5 to 7 grams of salt with water, and then you drink it during the day. Then you're going to have minerals in your body, and then you're going to start feeling better because the dehydration is like the water is not getting into the cell. That's the reality. And you can drink like 3 liters of water and you're still feeling like that is because you're not gluing the minerals to the cells.
Yeah, you're not actually absorbing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if somebody has food poisoning, do you have a hack to help them feel better?
Yes. Well, normally when we have like something like that, like a bacteria or something really hard in the stomach, we can choose charcoal, activate charcoal. Normally like a spoon of 5 grams, also like a teaspoon. You put it in the water and then you drink it. And then it's going to start binding all the toxins and the metals that are in the system, and it's going to help you like taking out the poison. So also when you have like, this also works for animals, like works for all the beans in a way. And it says from the nature is only coconut that is burned. So they make it charcoal and it's perfect. And also another hack, if you are drinking, I'm not encourage people to drink, but if you're drinking and you don't want to have a hangover next day, you can also do the same, and it's going to bind the toxins and from the liver and everything. So next day you feel like, like perfect. So this is another one because it works for the same. Like take out the toxins from the body and helps the liver to flush it out.
So the black charcoal in water.
Yeah, black charcoal, 5 grams of charcoal.
Okay, that's a good hack. Okay, if somebody has
half liter, sorry.
Oh, in a half liter of water. Okay,
Yeah.
like a pint glass, like this.
Yeah, exactly like that. That's measure. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so if somebody has, I came to Rosario with this, and she gave me some relief. If someone has a fever or aches and pains in the body, what do you recommend?
Well, we can work. Normally, we have a lot of things in the kitchen that are anti-inflammatory. We can work with pepper, we can work with cayenne, we can work with muicle, that is also a really good one. Cloves or star anise, turmeric, ginger also. So like if you're having like a lot of headache, usually the most efficient thing that I use is star anise, only one, and 10 cloves. So you put it in warm water, you boil it, and then for 1 minute, let it sit 10 minutes, and then you drink it. And then it's going to help you with the headache and the pain and the inflammation, and also it's antiparasitic, so it's really good.
And it tastes delicious.
Yeah.
It's like a really nice tea.
It's really good.
Okay, this is a little content warning. We're going to be talking about poop, so if you don't like that, you can skip ahead. But this happens a lot with our clients during the detox, and it's just a lot of people struggle with going to the bathroom. So if somebody's not going to the bathroom, they're feeling stuck, like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom, but it's been 24 hours, 2 days, what would you recommend that they can eat or drink to help them?
Well, depends in the situation, but usually the first thing that I will try is coconut water, papaya, and pineapple with ginger. And I put it in the blender.
Tell us the ingredients again.
Papaya, pineapple, ginger, and coconut water.
Okay.
Okay? and you put like one hand of the papaya, one hand of the pineapple, a piece of ginger, and then half liter of coconut water. You blend it, you drink it, and then it's like if you drink it every day because it's a tropical. We live in a tropical weather again. If you use it, it's going to help you to recollect the enzymes that you need to live in this weather. So it's really nice. If this doesn't work, there is another one that you can make. You can blend grapefruit juice with a little bit of a hand of parsley or cilantro, and then a spoon of, it's not a teaspoon, a big spoon of olive oil. So you blend it, strain it, and you drink it.
So cilantro or parsley?
Could be both, or it could be each one. I like to do the combinations because everything that is green is going to create like good mucus in the system, and it's going to also help you to nurture the cells.
Yeah.
So it's like making like, strong.
With grapefruit and a tablespoon of olive oil.
Yeah.
Okay. That's going to taste delicious.
It is really nice, eh? But you drink it, and it's going to help you to open the pathways, and it's also helping to liberate the liver and the gallbladder. So
yeah. Because there could be a lot of reasons why you're not going to the bathroom.
Exactly.
So we're trying to stimulate everything.
And if that doesn't work, then we will say like in the mornings, like for 3 days, you can do it. And you can do it twice a day. Like you see the shots of tequila.
Yeah.
Like the half of olive oil or coconut oil, and you can put the other half of lime. And then you drink it, one in the morning, one at night, and it's going to start helping the digestive system to move.
Okay, so lime with coconut oil or olive oil.
Exactly.
One. Okay, twice a day. We have a lot of hacks for that one. Okay, what if someone's having the opposite problem? What if they're going to the bathroom a lot and it's really watery and it's too much?
Well, this is complicated because some people can be, depending if you're having a healing crisis, it's just that like in your lining, there is something that is losing, like the biofilm, and then your body's trying to take it away, or you're having like a bacteria going on. So usually the same will be like charcoal again, because it's like a poison thing that is inside the body. It's like toxins. So your body's trying to release. So I will use like charcoal, and then I will go more with the, juices. But it will be more like greens, but not fruits, because the fruits are going to make you go.
More.
And another thing that I like to use is like the carrot. The carrot.
So carrot juice.
Yeah, for some people, it just like makes you like, because it's like
a green juice without fruits or carrot juice.
Exactly.
Could be.
Could be. But depending, I said, it's the same. Like, could be. The more safe is going with the charcoal.
Yeah.
You know, and then a little bit of zeolite could be. Zeolite is really noble. So
yeah, it's like a powder.
Uh-huh.
You can take a small teaspoon in water.
It could be a half teaspoon, and then you put a half teaspoon, and then you can mix it with charcoal. It's going to bind the metals and the toxins from the body.
Okay.
This kind of work. But we say the same, depend on how many days, what are you having, if it's a poison thing or it's like a reaction or a healing crisis. Depends. It's really a tricky question for me.
Yeah. A lot of these questions we're giving you kind of like the basic answer, but if you want more information, you can follow us and you can maybe come visit us in Playa del Carmen to get more like specific answers for you, because we believe like everyone's very unique and different, and so we treat every case.
Yeah, but other thing, like if you want to eat and you have a diarrhea, I would say like white rice, like a cup of white rice, and this is also helping like trapping. The thing is, like with diarrhea, you need to think in binders. You need to think and how to trap the toxins and not nurturing. Also, another thing that I will use, it will be probiotics. Probiotics always break the biofilm. So whatever I have, diarrhea, constipation, whatever, probiotics.
Yeah.
Like.
And we have some really exciting podcasts coming up about probiotics.
Yeah.
And we're going to interview some very interesting people. So definitely subscribe if you want to learn more about probiotics, because that's like one of the main things that we use in our protocols and in our day-to-day life. So the last question I have is, if somebody were coming to you and they're like, oh, I really want to change my life and be more healthy, and they're just feeling lost, like they don't know what to do, what is like a recommendation that you would give them? If you could simplify it just to like one or two things that they could start to think about to start to change their eating habits to be more healthy.
If I simplify that, it would be not eating anything that is processed in a can or in a box or something that is like in the supermarket, I will eat everything that is fresh, mostly everything. And if it's like something that is like stored, it will be more like a probiotic that I know that it can be stored naturally with salt or the honey that are really preservatives, natural preservatives of
Yeah, like
the
a
world.
jar of
Yeah,
of
a jar like we
kimchi.
can make a kimchi thing or a probiotic. We're going to share more recipes, so it will be like that. Nothing that is labeled or processed, because actually this is the thing that are killing us in this in these times.
Yeah, all the forever chemicals, all the preservatives, all the fake scents and flavors. Like, this is the worst.
Well, the worst thing is not like, imagine like you put in a can, like these cans of sodas, and then inside, if you take it out, it will be a coat of plastic. It's not even aluminum completely. And even the aluminum is toxic for the system. So imagine putting like microplastic into your system all the time. Is a microplastic, is a mold that you're putting into your system, and it's like all the preservatives that are not making you feeling good, and it's trapping all the heavy metals into your system. So that's why the hack is not eating anything processed.
Yeah, don't eat anything processed. So we want to empower you to be able to make healthier choices. That's why we have the podcast. We really believe that people can heal naturally with food, juices, herbs, and connecting back with nature. That's why we create this podcast. If you want to stay connected with us, join the movement, check out in the description box below or the show notes. We have a way that you can be part of our movement. You can donate to us. We have a lot of online offerings, things that you can join the community virtually. Also, if you want to come here to Playa del Carmen, we are here in La Canape, and you can take part in a customized detox plan. You can come meet us. You can come eat our delicious food. But we really want to grow this community. So the best thing that you can do, the simplest, easiest thing, is like, subscribe, comment, turn on your notification bells, share this podcast with your friends so more people can know that it's possible to heal naturally. More people can receive this information. And let us know in the comments below what you'd like to hear more about. If there's specific questions you have for us or specific topics that you want us to share, please let us know in the comments below. And we're so grateful to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
Adios.